Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jason and I'm your watch guy today. Today I'm reviewing a watch that has been sent to me by the Pagani Design wristwatch store. We all know that I like Pagani Design watches. They offer a lot of value for the money that you pay for them, and I think that this one is going to be very, very popular, especially coming up to the 11/11 sale. They have sent me in the PD-1707 and it is a homage of the Royal Oak Chrono in a panda dial style. Now you will probably remember that I reviewed the Cadisen in the exact same style. So when I reviewed that watch, I thought it was great. I just thought it was slightly too big for me. Just slightly, just a little touch too big. So this in a 40mm is really exciting for me. Now these are available on the Pagani Design wristwatch store below on my affiliate link for £68. Obviously there is a sale coming up, so bear that in mind, it could get cheaper. However, if you wanted to pick this one up now, they have also provided me with a little discount code for you that I've also added in the description. Use that and save yourself a little bit of money. So without further ado, let me turn this camera around and let's get into this review. So this is the Pagani Design PD-1707. They have also got an automatic version of this one. That's packed with the NH35 movement. This one is packed with another Seiko movement. It is the VK63, a mecha quartz chronograph movement. Obviously gives us that chronograph hand at the 12 o'clock there and the ticking second hand at the 6 o'clock. Overall, the aesthetic is very Royal Oak homage, as you'd expect or hope to expect from this watch. It comes in at a very wearable size, and that is the bonus to this variant. The Cadisen was a very lovely watch, really well finished, and they had solved a lot of their issues. However, it was still slightly too big for me. This one comes in at 40.2mm in diameter here to here, which I think is going to be very wearable for a lot of people. Certainly is for me. It is a very, very reasonable 11mm in height, and lug to lug it is 46.8mm. However, we do have some male protruding end links on this one, and they do round it off to a solid 50mm lug to lug. However, it does fit quite nicely on my wrist. As mentioned, it is available on the Pagani Design wristwatch store for £68.19. There is a sale coming up, bear that in mind. There is also a discount code in the description if you're going to buy this one straight away. Use that or save you a little bit of money. Now as we look at the case of this watch, it is very well carried out in that Royal Oak style. It's very industrial almost. It has a lot of heavy levels of brushing on the casing, as well as really nice accents of polishing. As you can see around the outer edge of the bezel, we have some of that really nice polishing that accents this brushing on the inside of the bezel. On the upper lugs and on the side, we have some lineal brushing. Now we have a really nice chamfered edge across the top of that case. That really does separate the brushing and polish very nicely, and it separates us from that bezel also, which is brushed on the sides. As we move over to this side, we have a screw down signed crown over here. It is in a gear-like type of shape, but it does have a hexagonal end to it, or octagonal even. Now that is a screw down crown. First position is for the date, second will be for the time, and obviously the hand does hack on this one. We just screw this back in. The real impressive part about this one is the pushers, and it's another thing that they've done really well, something that Cadisen really should have done but didn't. These are actually screw down pushers, which will help with the water resistance, and all in all just gives a real nice addition to the watch, a nice added feature. I mean, away from Chinese homages, you actually have to pay quite a bit before you start seeing screw down pushers on a lot of watches. As you can see, that has started off the chronograph hand ticking around the dial there. We're just going to stop that here and snap it back to the 12 o'clock position, screw these back in. They also have a really nice industrial type of feel to them, that bolt-like screw, which flows with the rest of the design of this watch. We have a fixed bezel on this one, and it does have the classical type of screws embedded in the bezel itself, and they are polished to accent that brushed finish. If we move to the case back, it is a screw down case back on the back of this one, and it has the Pagani Design logo in the center. It is not a display one. We don't really see the display ones on Pagani Design anymore, and that's alright by me, because they kind of overdid them a little bit, didn't they? Now it has all the usual information on there. One piece of that information is that this is a 200-meter water resistance watch, which is a step up from the usual that Pagani Design have offered in the past. So that is really nice to see. It's nice to see that they've give that step up in the water resistance without really moving much on the price. £68 is very, very reasonable for this watch. The crystal on this one is sapphire, as you would come to expect from Pagani Design, and it covers this really, really gorgeous dial. Now, we have a crosshatch design on the dial here, but it also has a sunburst type of effect to it. As you can see there, it does catch the light really nicely. It almost gives it a silver tone to it. Well, it does give it a silver tone, which again is really nice to see. It gives it a little bit of depth to the dial. On the outer edge of the dial, we have the tachymeter display, which is again nice to see. It makes a change from the usual minute track that you would see on these, and it gives it a little bit of function with that chronograph hand. Also, the black outer edge really accents that dial very well and breaks up the casing from the dial. We have 3 sub-dials. They have almost vinyl record type of finishes on them, with a bigger indent on the outer edge to separate the markers on the 24-hour display. So we have the minute display for the chronograph here, the 24-hour display here, and the ticking second hands here. In between the 4 and 5 o'clock position, we have a date window. Now, I kind of think that they could have gone without this date window. I think it would have made the dial look a little bit cleaner, but we know that Pagani Design are not really fans of taking away date windows. It's one of those things that you see in pretty much every one of their watches. We have an applied logo up at the 12 o'clock. It has a stainless steel finish to it. Below that, we have the Pagani Design printed to the dial. Japan movement above the 6 o'clock marker there. These are applied indices throughout the dial, and we have really nice rounded baton style indices. They give a really nice elegant type of feel to this watch, and they play really nicely with the hour and minute hand too. Up at the 12 o'clock, we have a double baton indice, and we have shorter indices at the 3, 6 and 9 to accommodate those sub-dials. Now, the handset is a very baton-like, almost sword-like handset. Very classic AP type of style to them. Obviously, that second hand is the chronograph hand, but that is a pencil style second hand on there. We do have Lume in this one, so let me get the lights out and I will show you that. Here is the Lume on the Homage to the AP, and it is the standard level of Pagani Design Lume. It's not the greatest in the world. I mean, we are dealing with a £70 watch here that does quite a bit for the money. The hands have pretty much faded already, so that is a little bit of a letdown. However, the indices aren't the worst in the world, and that is kind of the best I can say for them. Yeah, so the Lume isn't gonna set anyone's world on fire. The bracelet on this one is much improved from previous models or iterations, and I think it is a step up on the Cadisen variant also. We have pin links on this one, split pins. It does have a butterfly clasp. On the end links of each side, we have the Pagani and Design printed there, which is a nice touch. Now, these are individual pieces throughout, so they act as a H-link bracelet, which we all know is very comfortable on wrist. And we also have this really lovely taper towards the clasps. That is, again, a really good feature to have on this watch. Good levels of brushing throughout this bracelet. As you can see, it also accents on the tips of those links. The brushing throughout is very, very nice. However, it is the point for one of my my first moans. In fact, my main moan on this one. Now, I can forgo certain things on watches, however, quality control at the lowest level is not one of those things. Now, this is how it fits on my 6.2 inch wrists. Very comfortable, actually. Very easy pick up and go type of watch, which suits me to a T some mornings. However, now this is very, very annoying because in the last version of this one, I had the exact same moan on the automatic variant. If you look at the brushing on the bezel, it is askew. It is off to the left here. I mean, it throws off the entirety of the watch, and it really does ruin that lovely finish that they are going on there, because it is a really lovely finish. It is really well done. It just, yeah, it kills it off a bit. Now, aside from that, we have maybe a couple of minor moans. Like there aren't any half links, so it is harder to get a nicer fit on this one. The date window, not everyone is going to be pleased about that. It does throw off the symmetry slightly. Aside from that, this watch really could have been a perfect pick up and go piece. It's just that brushing is a letdown, unfortunately, and I hope that's just on this version. I hope it's not across the board. Otherwise, this watch is really fantastic for the price, and I do still think that it'll be quite popular in the sale, especially with a little bit of discount. Speaking of which, I do have that discount code in the description if you'd like to pick this one up. Try and use that. Save yourself a little bit of money. So guys, that is the Pagani Design chrono attempt at the Royal Oak Homage. And as I say, it could have been absolutely perfect because it is a well-finished watch, aside from that bloody bezel. And it does everything else really well. It's very comfortable. It's the perfect size for me. It has those screw-down pushers, which are really nice to see. They carried them over from the Daytona Homage. Yeah, it could have been perfect. It really could have been. That being said, there are worse watches that you can pick up for this price. It is £68.19 on the store. Right now I have added my affiliate link in the description. If you are going to pick this up, I would really appreciate you using that. Also, there is a discount code down there for you. Please use that as soon as possible, as it does expire in the next week. Now, if there is enough interest, I will do a comparison video with this and the Cadisen. I think that'd be really interesting. So if you guys would also think that's really interesting, then let me know and I will arrange that. Thank you for watching this video, guys. Please do remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.